welcome to another Money Morning Routine. Okay, so I was just filling out my March monthly meal plan. We had beef sandwiches yesterday. Today, I believe we're going to have a Cajun chicken recipe. I'm just kind of making it work. I'm going to show you today. I did do a grocery haul yesterday, but it wasn't specifically for meal planning. So I share custody of 50-50 custody with my ex-husband, with my oldest son. And so this week I have him, so I needed to go to the store, get him snacks. He goes to the store with me and picks out some things that he wants to eat. We do breakfast items, things like that for him. So that was a pretty big haul. By the way, I spent $100 on toilet paper. I'm not even joking. I'm going to show you this. But first, let's go over what I did as far as spending, tracking my checking account spending. So if we go here to my checking account spending, one transaction came out. My son, on the 1st of every month, if he does everything that's expected of him to receive that money, he gets an allowance of $50 at the beginning of the month. Now, there are very specific rules around that. He has to save at least 20% of that. So I don't completely control what he spends his money on, because obviously in order to teach money lessons, they have to have free choice. But there are stipulations. So $50 for his allowance went into, he currently has the Capital One child debit card and checking account, which is awesome because like if he does go to, the gas station with friends and wants to get, a slushie or something like that, he can just use his debit card rather than having cash on him. So that's what that happened. I also tracked that, as you can see on my budget here, $50. So now I'm just waiting for Hulu to come out and garbage. So let's go over cash spending. So I have my food envelope here. Like I said, it was a pretty big grocery haul. It was surprising. Now, here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. And I'm making this up as I go. I'm just thinking about this. Now I'm going to show you on this receipt. Do you see where it says Charmin? Okay, Charmin. $41.99 a piece for those toilet paper. And they're the big, we got the big packages, but it's all, and then I got paper towels here, the Bounty paper towels for $21.99. So just those alone is over $100, just those 3 transactions. Now, people are going to be screaming at me, Miko, go to Costco. Costco is so far away from my house that they're dedicated trips when we do go, just because it's so far away. It's at least an hour drive for me. And so we're out of toilet paper in the house. And so I just bit the bullet and ended up buying them. So yes. And then there were some things that were not on my list, like these Halo Top ice creams. I love the ice cream, the Halo Top ice cream. Bought some of those. Got some Skinny Pop, which was not on the list. I can just go down this and be like, there's another ice cream. We got James some juices for the morning. So got some strawberries, blackberries for Dante. Had to get some laundry detergent for $9.99. Now, here's the thing with this. Okay, if you look at this receipt, I get this question all the time. Let's talk about it. Miko, do you separate when you go to the store and you buy multiple categories in one transaction? Like in this receipt, I just told you I got toilet paper, paper towels, and laundry detergent. Those fall in my household category, correct? They shouldn't come out of my food budget. So let's add those up. Okay, so just household items, I'm at 115.96. Okay, house. Okay, so we spent $115.96 from my house. So here's what I'm going to do, which means, so the total of this receipt was $253.02. So $253.02. And if we subtract that from you know what? I'm just going to subtract 100. Here's why. Okay, so this total, I could have done that math in my head, but I was making it more complicated. Okay, so I am going to take out. Now, when I paid for this receipt, everything, I pulled all the cash from my food envelope. So I paid the whole $253.02 from my food envelope. But here's the thing, 115 of that is for house. So I'm going to take the $100 bill out of my house and put it back in my food to cover those household expenses. So I'm just going to write on here. So yesterday was 3.3, Fred Meyer, minus 100. Okay, so that means my house cash envelope is now depleted. So if we count, now that I added that $100 bill, okay, back to my food envelope, let's see how much cash I have left to spend in food. So $746. Okay, so let's write that down. So $746. Okay, yesterday 3.3, Fred Meyer. Okay, so I spent $154 then on food. Now, of course, it didn't cover the full $115. We're short $15, but that's fine. I'm okay with that as long as the big chunk of it doesn't come from my food, right? Because that's a big part of my food budget that I want to make sure I have for actual food. And I really want to make sure that I cover most of it with my household. So we spent $100 on household and $154 from Fred Meyer. Do you see how I'm splitting that? I'm not worrying about taxes. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just separating the cost of it from my receipt as far as the dollar amount of how much it costs. So also, let's talk about this. There's a $5 bill that needs to go towards my $5 challenge. So let's write it down. Today is 3.4, $5 challenge, minus 5 puts me at 741. Okay, so now we have 741. So now, if we look at my envelopes, we now have 3 transactions that we need to make sure we write down on our cash expense tracker. So this is going towards my $5 challenge jar. I'm going to be scanning this huge receipt into Fetch Rewards. Okay, and then the rest of my cash here for spending needs to go back into my food envelope. Okay, so let's write down our 3 transactions. Wrote down my 3 transactions. That's all done. So my cash spending now for my household and my food is 100% updated. Okay, that's done. Now I also want to mention, Kate, I had mentioned on my closeout for February, let's go back to that. I was off by $180. Okay, I was off by $180 and someone found it for me yesterday. I could not believe it. Okay, if we go back to my February budget, do you remember I had $181 that I pulled out for cash for my savings challenges? Guess what? I never documented that on my cash expense tracker. That's why I was off. So I ended up having to write it down here on my expense tracker. I went in and fixed it all, but that's what it was. I forgot to write down that I pulled out that $181 for the savings challenges, which I don't normally do, right? Which is why I forgot it. So I want to mention I did find that. So, okay, cash expense tracker done, checking account expense tracker done, and you can see on my expense tracker, I did write my savings, the cash that I saved for my hay. So that's on there. I got that. I'm not going to forget that. So that is my morning routine.